FYI. All right, so just right there, that wasn't a pose, but maybe it was. I'm just look at this for a second. So I'm in kind of a low squat, or what they like to call Indian toilet pose, and or my teachers in India like to call it Indian toilet pose. So if you push down with your feet to lift up, right from that deep low squat, there's external rotation. Nobody again has to do all of this today, but just feel how low you can go and push down. I'm going to take that to the mat and maybe try a couple more of those. So, getting your feet slightly wider than your hips, your toes externally rotated, but not crazy rotated. And then exhale, just see how low you can go. And then push with the heels to bring yourself back up. Good. And you might play with where your feet are. So, this feels even slightly more ideal with my heels a little closer to my body. Good. I'm going to try. Let's do like 5 more. So again, push with the feet and bring yourself up. Take a breath. Inhale, come down low. Watch your joints. So always thinking, how slowly can I lower? Exhale, press and lift. Good. A couple more. Inhale, coming down low and slow. And then empujamos por los pies through those feet. Y ahora arriba. Let's try that again. Bajando despacio. Muy bien. Empujamos. And now we're up. And I just want you to take a second. So bring your feet, move them forward, and just kind of slow dance your weight into your feet. So you're going to pick up a foot, toe ball, heel. Or you'll pick it up, heel, ball, toe, and set it down, toe, ball, heel. So you're kind of creating a floating movement through each side. Down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. Good. Let's try that same thing, but moving the leg forward, down and up. So you're pushing one foot down as the opposite leg rises up, and your center, so right from the costillas, desde las costillas hacia la cadera, you're going to feel this part of you firm and steady and stable. Good. Same thing with the low back. Low back is right, nice and neutral. Neutral. Good. And then let's take a leg to the side and a leg to the side. Good. Leg to the side, lifting. Good. So as you do this, you feel like the hips stay right as they are. La cadera equilibrada, balanceada. Good. And then let's take a leg back behind you. So starting to feel your glutes, your hamstrings, 10 toes reaching forward. And then you're sending the center of the heel back to really connect glute and hamstring. Good. All right. So then pause, put your weight in the feet, and then let's just circle the pelvis. So think you're leading. Vamos a seguir el coccyx. You're going to circle and follow your coccyx all the way around. Good. And from here, now with your 10 toes facing forward, go ahead and move your thighs back. Inhale, take a big breath up. Exhale. So now we're taking this movement a little bit higher up the body. Your sternum, el sternum, your rib cage, your costillas. They're lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. Let's try that one more time. Hold a long lift and then sweep the arms just around in a few circles. You can stay nice and soft with your elbows. Good. And then exhale, create that the other direction. Good. And now you can let one arm move forward and the other arm move back. And change. One arm moving forward, the other arm moving back. Let's open the arms and take your weight through one leg and then to the other. So keep your hips, your ribs, your shoulders, your cadera, costillas, hombros are all parallel right next to one another. Estable. Good. Two líneas paralelas. And then you're just shifting your weight side to side, lado y lado. Good. So inhale, pause once again back in the center. And you'll exhale, let the head move down, la cabeza abajo. And then gathering your weight, vamos a encontrar el peso del cuerpo en los pies. Feel the weight in your feet and then lift up. So that always helps me really get to the backs of my legs. Muy bien. So now from here, turn one set of toes out, turn the other set of toes out, just any amount, right? So finding your natural external rotation, and then doblamos las rodillas. So I want you to maybe even put your hands, if you can, the base of the pelvis where the inner thigh group is connecting here. And I want you to feel the inner thighs lengthening out. Good. And then you might also take a second, put your hands on the glutes and the external rotator group and feel those muscles opening your knees. Good. Because you just have a greater appreciation of where that work is happening in your body. Good. And then from here, let's take a little pause on bottom. Sweep the two arms up and create a little stretch towards one leg. Estirando hacia una pierna y ahora la otra. Good. So you can take that a few times. Abriendo la axila, opening your armpit. Up, 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 up. Inhale and exhale. And exhale. So that's just a long estiramiento, long stretch through each side. Good. So now pause on one side, sweep your two arms and come up. Try that moving the opposite direction. So this is helping me estirar. It's helping me stretch my latissimus muscles. Good. Take it around the other way, letting your head stay relaxed as you move. Beautiful. So now pause. Lengthen the knees. Turn your back toes in. Those are for me my left toes, and then my hips are going to face forward. So I have two legs facing the same direction. Drop the tailbone underneath me, underneath you. Empujamos el talón, so push that back heel into the floor, and then estiramos arriba, stretching up. Take your vista a tus pulgares. Take your gaze to your thumbs. Inhale, bring the arms forward. And then exhale, estiramos adelante. You're going to stretch forward. Good. Let's take that a couple more times. Pulling the tailbone. Coccyx abajo. Brazos arriba. Pulgares atrás. Arms up, thumbs back. Y ahora la columna, la cabeza adelante. So now take the head and the spine forward. Remember, your weight is still really very much in your feet. Inhale, estirando arriba. Y ahora estirando abajo. Good. Take a second, put your hands on the low back and lift your head. Subimos la cabeza. Good. And then push through your front foot. Vamos a hacerlo otro lado. You're going to take that on the other side. So remember, gather your weight. Encontramos el peso del cuerpo en los pies. And then your front hip slightly forward, back. Your front hip moves slightly back. And then your cadera atrás, adelante. This is to balance the hips. And then once again, doblamos la rodilla. Bend your front knee. Rodilla sobre el talón. Your knee over your heel. Brazos arriba, arms up. pulgares atrás. Good. And then from here, brazos a tu lado, arms at your sides. Exhale, then stretch. Reach la cabeza, your head forward. Good. And then inspirando, taking a big breath. Arriba, up, and then expirando para estirar la cabeza hacia la pared, stretching your head to the wall. Empuja por los pies, push through the feet. And then exhale, stretching forward. Good. Stay here. Place the hands on the low back. You can bend that knee a little bit more. Lift your head a little bit up. Good. And then from here, just step your back foot in and then giramos. Let's turn it around. And we're going to start gathering weight through our arms. So inhale, sit back in an Utkatasana, and then exhale, sweep the arms out. So you'll take a 5. So energize the arms, 3 and 2 and 1. Energía en los brazos, energy in the arms. Good, 2 and 1. Pause, sit a little bit deeper. Now through your forearms, vamos a estirar y doblar por los codos, los antebrazos, your forearms. 2, and keep again your head up. And 1, beautiful. And then from there, your arms are going to reach back. Take circulitos, tiny little circles. So waking up back and triceps. 2, 1, otra dirección. Muy bien. So now manos aquí en tus muslos, hands on your thighs. A little bit deeper you sit. Now hands to your pantorrillas, your shins. Good. And then I'm going to move my shin bones up, make them vertical, and then melt my head down. So feel shins over your ankles, pantorrillas sobre los tobillos. Good. And then muslos sobre tus pantorrillas. So then really feel your shin bones over your thighs and let that action, let your back release. Relajando un poco. Muy bien. So now from here, bend your knees as much as you need to take your right hand out. Y desde aquí una pausa. So you're going to pause. Push back with the right hand and feel your shoulder. So this is with the left arm and brazo izquierdo arriba. And now take your left arm out, afuera, a few more inches. And then same thing, peel, pick up your right arm and feel right here the work, el trabajo en el hombro. So feel the work in your shoulders. You push the weight back. Good. Vamos a intentarlo otro lado. So now you're walking that right hand out. Same thing. Peel up the left and pull that arm bone back. Good. So that you're putting a lot of intention there in your hands. So now I'm taking my right arm up one last time and down. So now my tailbone is going to lift as high as I can take it. El cóccix arriba. And then vamos a estirar, manejar un poco la cabeza. You're going to just move your head a little bit. Cada dirección, each direction. Good. And then exhale, bring your weight out. So you may need to reach your heels a little bit further back, finding a plank. And then exhale, reach that weight up. Let's try that 2 more times. So your heels reach back as your hips pull just beneath your shoulder blades. The belly pulls up. La scapula junta. Check your neck, lado y lado, and feel that you can keep your chin, el mentón, la barbilla, sobre tus hombros. You want to feel your chin over your shoulders. Empujamos la cadera atrás. Push your hips back. Muy bien. And from here, we're going to take a slow walk back. So, brazo derecho, your right arm, and then ahora the left. So this is to help you wake up shoulder stability. Left arm, and then the right. So you just walk your weight super, super despacio, muy lento, atrás, atrás. And now feel the weight in your feet. So you've taken it from your manos a los pies to your feet and push through the feet to bring your weight up. Transfer the weight now slowly to the left foot, and you're going to take your right foot forward, 10 toes facing forward. Get a good stance here. Tuck your hands onto your two hips, manos aquí, en la cadera, and then you're going to pull your left toes, press them down into the floor. Good. So they're just back behind you, empujando en el piso. Good. And then I'm going to keep my hips as balanced as I can while I reach my left leg up. Give this a few breaths. If your hips feel balanced, you feel those muscles working on either side, por las piernas, through the legs, then extend the arms. Good. Bring the arms back to the sides. Set the leg down and push your weight back. Good. So then just lightly vamos a bailar con el peso del cuerpo. You're going to just dance with the weight of your body through one foot, then the other. Muy bien. Y otra pierna adelante. We're going to take the other foot forward. So ahora yo pongo el peso del cuerpo aquí in my left foot. Don't have the assumption that your two sides will be the same. This side for me usually is much weaker. So now I'm, again, manos en la cadera, feeling your hips balanced. Turn your toes over on that back leg. Good. And then just again, continue to feel your weight in your front foot. And then you can gradually lift, really making the hip bones even. And then the arms out if you'd like. And exhale, stepping it back, pushing through the front foot, back through your center. So right now, if you have a blanket, put that en el centro de tu tapete, put it in the center of your mat. And from here, we're gonna just lower down once again. Brazos arriba. Good. And then exhale, move the thighs back, take your two arms back también, brazos atrás. Good. And then two brazos afuera, lower and set your hands down, walk your weight out, right, left, right. And then from here, I'm going to take my right knee, let it tap the mat, and right back up. Left knee taps the mat. So you want to feel that the hips, la cadera, stay totally stable as you push and reach your weight back and up, back and up, back and up. Good, back and up. Now slowly set your two knees down, tops of the feet into the floor. Exhale, reach your hips back. And from here, just pull the right arm up. Good, feel that for a moment. Pull the arm bone into the shoulder socket and back. El brazo izquierdo arriba y ahora abajo. And now from here, two arms. You should really feel your core, glutes, hamstrings trabajando. Good. And then from there, exhale, bring your weight up. Take your hands to your sacro. So you're going to take your hands to your sacrum. And I just want you to start actually, let's leave your right hand there. And then your mano izquierda, your left hand, detrás de la cabeza, behind the head. And exhale, just create a little stretch. You're stretching your chest, your armpit, but supporting your low back. Good. Bring that back up. Y cambiamos lados, changing sides. Opposite hand, so it's back behind your head. Exhale. Pull back into it. Good. So feeling el pecho, la axila, los dos abiertos. Good. Right back up to that starting position. 2 hands to your low back. Vamos a estirar los brazos atrás. So you stretch your arms back and then take the top of your head down. Bueno, con la cabeza abajo. Good. And then we're going to move. Vamos a mover your hips, la cadera atrás. Move them back. And then this time, slide your hands. Vamos a poner las manos aquí en los muslos. So colocando las manos allá, you're going to put the hands there and then let the head estira atrás. And we'll push through the feet and exhale, come up. And then another stretch back behind you. This time you can take your hands to your muslos, your thighs, and round your back. So estirando entre los omoplatos. So now you're just stretching in between your shoulder blades. Muy bien. Okay, nos levantamos, we rise up. And now ahora manos a los talones. So you're going to take your hands to your heels. Good. Empujando y otra vez bajando la cabeza. And then empujando por los pies, pushing through the feet, you'll bring yourself right back up. Ahora, brazos afuera, so take your arms out. Right leg, left leg, plank pose. From your plank, take a little micro bend with the elbows, down 2, 3, and then lift up 2, 3. Let's do 4 more. Down, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3. Dos más, down, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3. Última vez, down, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3. 2 knees down. This time, cadera. Take your hips to the mat, forearms to the mat, antebrazos a tu tapete. And then from there, lift your cadera up. So lift your hips, las abdominales también arriba, and then ahora abajo. And now right back down. Let's do 4 of those. So codos, antebrazos, rodillas. So your arms, your elbows, knees are down. And then ahora la cadera arriba. And now your hips up. Good. Vamos a hacerlo otra vez. Let's try it again. Arriba, up. Y ahora abajo, down. One more time. Good. Arriba, con la cadera. Y ahora abajo. Muy bien. So stretch your toes and just lightly tap the feet right and left into the floor. Los pies están pisando un poco el piso. And then empujamos, push your hands down, y ahora arriba. Good. And so now I'm going to slowly scoop my belly in, take my head down, brazos aquí a mi lado, arms to your sides, and then omoplatos juntos, your shoulder blades together, codos arriba, elbows up, and then lift your 2 legs. Subimos las piernas. Good. Y ahora la cabeza. Now lifting your head. Now doblando las rodillas, bending the knees. And now if your hands come here, they don't have to. Lifting up Dhanurasana. So rodillas paralelas. You want your knees parallel and neutral. Neutras las rodillas. Good. And you're pulling back through the legs. Muy bien. Muy bien. And then ahora, stretch the 2 legs out. Take your 2 arms adelante. Beautiful Shalabhasana. Empujamos las manos detrás de los hombros. So push your arms under your shoulders, curl your 10 toes under, push your knees down and the arms down, and then push and lift. Good, up. And now we're gonna slowly walk your pies, your feet to your manos. Your hands forward bend. Good, big breath. Shake the head. Muy bien. Inhale, look up. And exhale, bend the knees. You're gonna just take your right leg all the way back. Good. And now your left leg all the way back. And the right leg is gonna lift in the air. Bend in the knee, doblamos la rodilla. And then open in the hip, abrimos la cadera. Good, so then from here, place your right hand behind your right foot, detrás de la mano. I'm sorry, your right foot behind your right hand, que digo yo. Your back toes turn towards the long edge of the mat and then turn slightly in. And from there, we're gonna spiral and pull ourselves up. So here we are in a warrior two. Good. So hopefully this back foot pulling in will give you the rotation through the hip to open this knee fully so that you can see your big toe, feel length in the inner thigh, and then deep work in the external rotators. Good. So brazos arriba, arms out. And then from here, go ahead, lower, take your hand. So I'm going to run my antebrazo, my forearm, into my espinilla, into my shin, and push here for a moment. And then from here, gradually take that top arm up. Good, take my gaze up for a moment. La vista a mi pulgar. Good, arms are gonna pull back and then extend this knee. Good, so the idea is the knee extends, that's a stretch to the hamstrings. Top arm can come back up. Trikonasana. Good, just stay here and enjoy this pose. So remember, hips moving forward, head moving back. Head can pull into your hand, open your chest. Or take your hand here to your hip for a moment. Bend the back knee. Step it in. And then walk your right hand out, just any amount. Extend and lift through the top leg, through the bottom leg. So feel the heels. Otro brazo arriba. Take that arm up. Good. Exhale, sending that leg down. Inhale, bringing yourself right back up. Good. Turn all the toes inward. Take a little Padottanasana. Relaxing la cabeza, relaxing your head, your neck, etc. And then pull your weight. Hagamos el peso del cuerpo por los pies, through your feet. And then from here, let's turn to face the other side of the mat. Slowly bring your arms down in front of your left foot. Take it back. Find a down dog. So you may for a moment soften the knees here and just create a little up and down action with your pelvis in your down dog. So I want you to find in your down dog the full round of your pelvis. And now the full extension of your pelvis back and away. So tailbone rounding under, and now the tailbone reaching and lengthening. Try it one more time. And exhale, up, 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 up. And from here, now the left leg is gonna lift. It's gonna bend and stretch behind you. Good, so remember, push firmly through both arms, los dos brazos. Good. And then exhale, bring that foot behind your hand, turn your back toes to the long edge of the mat and then slightly in. Good. And from here, your arms are going to reach out, warrior two. Good. So feel for a moment if you like the inner thigh lengthening, supporting this knee, and then the gluteal group on the back side and the external rotators under that, creating that action. So again, just appreciate sensations in your own body. It's kind of hard to do with a pantalla. It's hard to do with a screen. You make everybody really connected to their own bodies. Es un reto, pero podemos hacerlo. It's a challenge, but we can do it. Good. So then from there, dos brazos afuera, two arms out. And then take your antebrazo to your espinilla, to your shin. And then top arm over your ear, your gaze, your drishti, la vista arriba, tu pulgar. Exhale, hand to your cadera. Good, and then pull that scapula even more on your back. And then vamos a estirar la rodilla, so we'll stretch the knee. Good, keeping your chest open. Now the top arm rises up. Good. So I'm always looking for little places to prevent injury. So if your chest is falling forward and you're trying to raise the arm, this is really quite constricting for the shoulder and the neck. So it's always important to see how much you can get your chest open and then let that arm float in the air. Good. So vamos a proteger el cuello y el hombro por alinear, los omoplatos, for after you line up your shoulders. Good. And then your shoulder blades. You can make that movement better. So now, let's step the back foot in a little bit. Let's take your front hand out a little bit. And exhale, extend this top leg up. Good, reach through dos talones, your two heels. Good, reach, reach, reach. Good, so there's this, it doesn't happen all the time, but you know your Ardha Chandrasana is really working when the pose feels like floating. So you know the pose really works if you're estás flotando. Take your right arm down and now just step your left foot back. So we're back in that down dog. So we're gonna bajar las rodillas. So lower your knees and take a moment to release your neck. So I'm letting my head come down. And I don't know if you can see this, but this pose is really great little preparation for headstand in the sense that your shoulder blades are pulling all the way together and your thoracic spine is moving in towards the body. So I just want you to kind of ground into those sensations. Shoulder blades, los omoplatos, and your thoracic spine. La columna torácica. And then so from here, I'm going to take my right arm and my left arm back, and we're going to work on a little tripod headstand. While we do, go ahead, take a second, curl your 10 toes under and stretch the top of your feet. And check your neck, lado y lado. Arriba y abajo. Good. And then I'm going to take the tops of my feet down and take my isquiones, my sitting bones, over my heels, my talones. Good. And just sort of orient myself here on this plane. Okay, so from here, for a tripod headstand, everybody take your two palms out and reach your thumb and your pinky away from each other. So just get really, really firm in your arms. So feel from the outside, the inside, back of the arm. Pull the elbows in and feel your chest. Right? So inhale And exhale adentro. Inhale, inspirando afuera. Expirando adentro. Good. One more time. Inspira adentro. Or afuera. Expira adentro. Muy bien. So now place your palms. I'm going to the just slightly underneath my blanket. Spread the thumb and the pinky away from each other. So queremos, bueno, mover el pulgar and la meñique. So your thumb and your pinky away from each other so that you get mucha energía, a lot of energy in the hands. And then I'm going to take the top of my head down. And when the head comes in, I'm pull my elbows back towards my feet. So that's my deltoid muscles then working. Bueno, los músculos de los hombros. Okay, and then desde aquí. So from here, I'm going to push my feet into the floor, lift the pelvis up. And then you can practice just taking a knee to your humerus bone. Take the other knee to your humerus bone. And then if it feels good, take two knees and you can bring your feet together and then perhaps your legs up. So you can see right now my femur bones are slightly forward. The whole work of this pose is to bring las piernas atrás, to bring the legs back and feel an even energy from the front of the legs to the back of the legs, right? Like you would if you were standing. So spread through the heels, through the balls of the feet. And then when you feel ready, you can bring that weight down. Good. Back to your antebrazos. You could lift up through Bakasana if you wanted to. I'm not really in the mood for that. But I am in the mood to come out of this. So let's exhale, push through the feet. Opposite hand and elbow, release your neck for a moment. Good. And then once again, I'm going to gather my weight in through my feet. Let me check the time here. Oh, this is perfect. So when you bend, now just see about the pelvis releasing towards the floor. I'm going to take my 2 feet out and then tuck my arms underneath me for like a modified Kurmasana. So Kurmasana, turtle pose, la postura de la tortuga. Y ahora, if you want, you may discover that your hands go together, they may not. No pasa nada. You may find you can walk your feet a little más juntas. Good. And then from here, let's push and lift into a seated position once again. So now let's do a little bit of core work and we'll come to the floor. So I'm going to sit for a moment on my manta, on my blanket. Good. And then take my manos to mis muslos. And everybody gather your weight for a moment on your isquiones, on your sits bones. So that means move the sacrum in, pull the tailbone off the floor. Right, so in a perfect world, we'd be able to sit like this in our boat, but that's not really what happens. What you want to do is feel that the weight mostly stays on your sitting bones. There's a little bit under your tailbone, and then your feet can float off of the floor. Pull your shin bones up. Las desvenidas arriba y también paralelas. There should be parallel, and then pull your chest. Abierto, ombligo adentro. Your chest open, your navel in, arms out, and breathe. Brazos afuera y respiramos. Good. Hands back behind the thighs. Extend one leg. Brazos afuera. Brazos detrás de los muslos otra vez. So now vamos a extender la pierna izquierda. So now you're going to extend your left leg Y ahora afuera con los brazos. Now out with the arms again. 5 breaths. Pull that weight into the sits bones as much as you can. 2, 1. Muy bien. Manos detrás de los muslos, behind the thighs. Extend your 2 legs. Y ahora brazos. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's fold up the knees. Press your palms down, lift at the hips. A little modified Purvattanasana. Good. And now I'm going to set my hips in front of my manta and then bring my head down. Let my shoulders, my hombros, are going to stay over my blanket, my manta, and my arms pull down firm to my sides, a mis lados. Y ahora voy a extender los brazos, bueno, las piernas arriba. I'm going to extend my legs up. Y empujamos los brazos. I'm pushing my arms, my hands down, taking my pelvis up. Y ahora I'm going to walk my omoplatos juntos, walk my shoulder blades together. Manos a mi caderas, or hands to the hips. Scoop the belly in and pull your hands for a moment, or pull your hips into your hands, cadera en las manos. And then let's extend the legs. And from here, as you get comfortable and you don't feel a lot of unpleasant weight on your cuello, you could bring your pelvis and your legs, la pelvis y las piernas más arriba. Y vamos a estirar por los dedos. Good. So you can push and stretch through your toes. So there's a lot of energía en las piernas, energy in your legs. Torso, piernas vertical. Good. And then from there, we're going to pull your navel in. Bajamos las piernas, lower the legs. And lower la pelvis abajo. Good. Pies en el piso, so feet to the floor. And then lift in your codos. Vamos a subir en los codos. And then pon la cabeza abajo. Put your head down. Y ahora las piernas afuera. So you can, if you like, stretch your legs out. También los brazos. And then your labial inferior, your bottom lip, you can pull over your top lip. And then bending your knees, doblando las rodillas, bajando la cabeza. And then from here, Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. So stretch, push your feet into the floor, pies en el piso. And then your pelvis arriba. Respirando aquí. And then quizás también you can take your hands, manos a tus tobillos, to your ankles. And subimos la pelvis otra vez. You lift the pelvis again. Good. Estirando un rato. So this really wants to live in your feet and your arms, anchoring los brazos, empujando abajo. Good. And then we'll lower the pelvis. Bajamos otra vez la pelvis. And then brazos arriba, arms up. And then underneath your shoulders. So if you like, again, repeat. Puedes repetir cualquier postura. You can repeat any posture we've already done. Or push weight into the feet and exhale and lift. Open your chest. 5 to 10 breaths. And then you can lower your weight all the way to the floor. Exhale, releasing knees up over the chest. Cross your right leg over the left. And then take your knees to the opposite side. So I've got my right leg over my left side. Now I'm taking my knees a la izquierda. Rodillas a la izquierda. Knees to the left. Good. La vista a la derecha, your gaze to the right. Good. Subimos las piernas, lifting the legs, cambiando la cruce, changing the cross. Y ahora, now your legs a la derecha to the right, y la vista a la izquierda, and your gaze to the left. Good. Subimos otra vez. Las piernas, you're going to lift the legs again. And then your pies juntos, your feet together. Rodillas abiertas, so your knees open. Another big breath. Una respira profunda. And then ahora, las piernas afuera. So now your legs out. And let's just take 10 respiraciones, 10 breaths. Y ahora, let's bring your left foot to your right. Vamos a poner el pie izquierdo en el pie derecho y también brazo izquierdo a la braza derecha. And pull ourselves, acurrucamos en una pelotita. Empujamos por el piso, pushing through the floor, y ahora arriba. Good. Nos sentamos arriba, we'll sit up, palmas juntas. Bueno, bajando la cabeza, cerrando los ojos, bowing the head, closing the eyes. Tu práctica es un regalo. Your practice is a gift. Muchas gracias. Thank you. And enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste. Muy bien, ya está.